Okay, um, so just an update on the whole BlackBerry situation. As you can see, my prayers have been answered. So now, if I go onto the web page for YouTube on my BlackBerry phone and I do click a video, um, as you can see, it it will load it full screen away as by default. Then the widgets now are horizontal as opposed to being stacked vertically. The thumbnails are clear and working, um, and happy days. So now I've got restored access to YouTube as it was, and I have access to my emails. Not emails, sorry. I have access to my playlists. So if I go on my account uh, and go into my library, I can see my playlists, um, and check them out. If you do like listening to psychedelic stuff, uh, and you need some recommendations, I'd say jump onto my channel and do have a look at my coding playlist, which is this one. In addition to that, I also thought I'd take this time to answer why is it that I've still held on to this device, even it's been something like 7 years. And if you read my blog, I've been studying the behavior upon which this software was, the user assumptions that were made to when this OS system was launched. And like I said before, if you go into, say, one program and then you can come out of it, it's like the old Windows days, and then I can launch my music in the background. I can listen to, and I don't still think, having looked at, I don't have much experience with the other devices, but being an Android user from the past, I don't think so you are able to do these this in such a clear way with the other OS systems out there. There is a dual window system, and then in addition to that, if you are composing an email, for example, and then you decided you're doing some work, and all of a sudden something happens, you can just take a sneak peek at who's the messenger. You So that's the first reason. It's because I still kind of like the the way the different windows of the apps are displayed, and how I can go into one and come out of them just by swiping up and down and so forth. And the other reason I've held on to it is because I like to place a barrier in between myself and my social media apps. So at the moment, for example, my Facebook account, my Twitter account, my LinkedIn account, all of them are now web-based. Twitter was only discontinued for about 4 weeks ago. The app stopped working. So now it's web-based as well as my Instagram account and my 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 YouTube channel notifications. So I do not get a single social media notification on this device, because all of them have been forced to go onto the native browser and to use it from there. So that's another advantage of still holding on to this device. The other thing is, I still think even though it may seem um, a little difficult to understand, but I do think this is a business-orientated phone or device, should I say? And I do think for example, you have the micro HDMI cable output here, as well as the micro USB cable. So I do think it is still orientated around that sort of way of working, which, from my background as an engineer, I do find it's more suited uh, to 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 my needs. For example, quick composition of emails. You have all the your BlackBerry hub allows you to see all your accounts, whether it's Twitter, if it had Twitter, but all your email accounts, SMS in one place. And I think that's an advantage that you have to kind of work hard to put in place with the other uh, Android and iOS. I could be wrong, considering the Pixel 4 just recently was announced and it's available. I do like some of the features on it. However, I do think for someone with my sort of background, it's still appropriate. It's HD quality video recording as well, and the camera seemed to uh, have so many features that are to some extent being used by the other operating systems to this day. So overall, I am happy now because YouTube has restored, or whether it was BlackBerry that has restored the web page on the BlackBerry OS 10, and I'd like to say thanks because I noticed for my first video there was no views, whereas with my second video there's about 7 views now. So I assume some of the team managed to pick up on uh, the issues I was facing as a BlackBerry 10 operating system user. And if that is the case, I'm not saying it is. If that is the case, then I'm using this feature on YouTube today for the first time of live streaming. But so on this live stream, I'd like to say a great thanks to the YouTube tech support team or the web development team, and yeah, watch this space. And if I do find any other broken user stories, I will hopefully try to make an effort to raise it again. So this is me signing off as a happy guy. Bye.